Welcome back, everyone, to this high-yield explainer. Look, I know board exams can feel, well, incredibly overwhelming. But today, we're taking on Chapter 33 of your Business Studies syllabus, Consumer Education and Protection. And we're going to turn that exam anxiety into absolute confidence. We are breaking this chapter down step by step so you can secure literally every single mark. So let's just dive right in.
Okay, let's start with a scenario. And guess what? This is actually straight out of a previous board exam paper. Imagine this. You buy a brand new car worth 15 lakh rupees, it breaks down, and the car company is just completely ghosting you, ignoring you. Where do you go? Who do you complain to? Keep this exact 15 lakh car scenario in the back of your head because by the end of this explainer, you aren't just going to guess the answer, you'll know exactly why it's the right answer.
We're going to solve that exact problem today by following this roadmap to totally crush this chapter. We'll hit the king and the trap, the consumer shield, the three-tier justice system, and finally, how to fight back. All right, moving right into Section 1, the king and the trap. Starting with the hero of our story, which is you, the consumer, and the various traps just waiting for you out there in the market.
Now, examiners absolutely love this definition for one-mark questions, so let's lock it in your memory right now. According to the textbook, a consumer is a person who buys goods or hires or avails services for a consideration called price or wages. Listen to those key words, price or wages. Remember, we live in a free enterprise economy, right? So the consumer is officially regarded as the king of the market and holds a prime place. Literally, if you pay for it, you're the king.
What's kind of interesting here is the actual terminology. Historically, service organizations used the term user for anyone using goods and services, and the person supplying them was called the provider. But the government, in its Protection Act, completely replaced the word user with consumer. So just keep this basic transaction dynamic straight in your head. The provider supplies, and the consumer, that's the official legal term, uses. But the king often gets exploited. Why? Well, mark this down because this is a super common two-mark question. In the past, producers supplied goods directly to consumers, with no middleman. But when that direct link stopped, middlemen stepped right in and started fixing prices, and that opened the door to some massive traps. Things like false weights and measures, selling adulterated or, mixed up, impure commodities, and even creating artificial scarcity by illegally hoarding goods. Okay, another high-weightage definition the board loves to ask about is teleshopping. The boom in information technology totally created this. So what is it? It's simply when consumers, instead of going out to physical traders, place orders for goods advertised over TV, the internet, SMS, or telephone. You're literally just sitting on your couch, placing an order, and the payment can be made after receiving the goods right at your door. Pretty simple, right?
Now that we understand the traps and how we get exploited, let's jump into Section 2, the consumer's shield. These are the historical movements and laws built specifically to protect us.
Seriously, turn on your board exam radar right now. This timeline is an absolute goldmine for guaranteed one-mark questions. In 1956, the Indian Association of Consumers was backed by the Planning Commission. Then, skip to 1962, specifically March 15th, when U.S. President John F. Kennedy gave consumers 4 basic rights, which, by the way, is exactly why March 15th is World Consumers Day. Then, in 1965, a group of women in Mumbai started this incredible movement called AWARE. That stands for the Association of Women Against Rising Expenses. And finally, the ultimate shield was passed, the Consumer Protection Act of 1986. If you remember nothing else from this timeline, memorize that year, 1986. So what exactly does this 1986 Act actually do? Think of it as your ultimate shield, built with these very specific objectives. It accords importance to safety and quality, avoids the production of dangerous goods, and prevents trade malpractices in the market. It also supervises weights and prices, and, listen to this, it's the most important part, it ensures consumers are compensated if there's a problem. Yes, heavily emphasize the word compensated in your exams. Its whole aim is just to ensure quality goods at reasonable prices through healthy competition.
So, who actually enforces this shield if a trader cheats you? Let's meet our allies in Section 3, the three-tier justice system. I want you to take a mental screenshot of this ultimate exam cheat sheet right now. Literally, just lock this in. If you memorize this matrix, you will never ever confuse the 3 levels of consumer dispute redressal agencies in the exam hall. Just take a moment to look at the 3 tiers: the District Forum, the State Commission, and the National Commission. Let's break this down layer by layer. Okay, imagine a giant 3-level pyramid. At the very base is the District Forum.
There's one in each district, and it's headed by a qualified district judge. It handles claims where the value is less than 20 lakhs. Wait a second, do you remember our hook from the very beginning? The 15 lakh rupee broken car? Well, since 15 lakhs is less than 20 lakhs, that complaint goes exactly here, the district forum. Boom! You literally just solved a past paper board question.
Moving up the pyramid to the state level, we have the State Commission. This one is headed by a high court judge. Use the rule of 20 and 1 memory trick here, okay? This commission handles complaints with a claim value exceeding 20 lakhs, but not more than 1 crore. Easy to remember, right? 20 to 1.
And finally, at the very top of the pyramid is the National Commission, which is headed by a Supreme Court judge. This is for the really massive claims that exceed 1 crore. Oh, and did you happen to notice the golden rule across all 3 tiers on our cheat sheet? Every single level, district, state, and national, must have 1 woman member. This is an amazing little detail that examiners absolutely love to test you on.
For our final section, let's move to Section 4, How to Fight Back. Let's learn the exact, step-by-step methods you must follow to cast your spells and fight back in a consumer court. I mean, if you actually get cheated, how do you go about filing a case?
The process is wonderfully simple, actually, and this makes for a great 3-mark question. First, there's no prescribed pro forma. You can just type or handwrite the complaint, including your name, address, and the details of the trader who cheated you. Second, specify the exact loss and attach the bill or receipt to prove it. And third, and honestly, this is an amazing detail to remember, there are no fees or stamp duty required to file the complaint.
Okay, red alert here for a super common student mistake. Examiners are definitely going to try to trick you by asking if you need to hire a lawyer. The textbook explicitly states that absolutely no advocate or lawyer is required. The consumer himself or herself can argue the case. Please do not fall for this trap on the exam. You do not need a lawyer.
We are going to end today with the quote that kind of started it all, the words that formed the foundation of World Consumers Day on March 15th. President John F. Kennedy declared the right to safety, the right to choose, the right to information, and the right to be heard. Remember, mastering this chapter isn't just about scoring full marks on your board exams, though we want that for sure. It's also about claiming your power in the real world. So the next time you see a totally misleading advertisement or get a faulty product, ask yourself, are you going to stay silent or are you going to use your power as the king of the market to fight back? You've got this. Good luck on your exams and stay curious.